Hi, I'm Monica, and welcome to this mindful yoga practice that is we're going to be focusing today on how to just release lower back pain or stiffness and to help open up your hips. So if you feel that during the morning or at the end of the day, this is like a great quick practice that you can implement. And I just want to mention that, as we get older, of course, our body, we have a lot more aches and pains. And what I've learned is that, I still wake up with these discomforts as well. However, when I do like a practice or some movements, it releases the stiffness, and I always feel so much better. I hope you enjoy this practice and just get yourself ready. You don't really need any props. If you want, you can always bring like a blanket for your knees. And if you need anything to sit underneath, a bolster or a block, that's fine. So just make yourself comfortable and just take a moment to settle into yourself, whether you're on your knees or in a seated position, lotus. And allow yourself to just sort of settle into your sit bones and feel the connection, right? Feel the connection of being supported and bringing your awareness to just notice how you're feeling and acknowledging, if there are some discomforts in your lower back or your hips are tight. And that's okay. And just deepening your breath as you breathe in through the nose. Slowly exhaling out, softening into the belly. So just take in a few deep in breaths and exhaling out. Softening into the face, into the jaw and the shoulders. And with the breath, each exhale, allow yourself to release a little bit of that tension, right? That tension that we build up in our body. And just take a moment, open your eyes if they were closed, and slowly just come onto your hands and knees, tabletop. Just feel your wrists are right underneath your shoulders. Just want to mention that this practice is a beginner's practice. And really, it's about moving and releasing some of that stiffness in the body. So it's not about advance. It's really about where our body is at and what we need. So let's come in to cat and cow. Drop the belly, breathe in. Draw those shoulder blades. So you want to open up the chest and then exhale out, pushing into the hands and knees. You want to feel that extension in the spine, the release in the lower back, and breathe in, opening up, flexing up into the chest and the upper spine. So the spine mobility makes a huge difference. And then we're also reaching down into the lower back, into the buttocks. And just move with the breath. Breathing out, inhale, and exhale. Couple more. And really, we're just warming up the body, waking it up, or releasing again that stiffness. Coming back to neutral, open up your knees. Sit back on your feet. We're coming into a wide-legged child pose. Stretch out your arms because we want to feel a really good extension, the side body as well. And just taking a deep breath, breathe in, exhale, bow down, drawing your forehead down. And if you feel like you can't reach your forehead down, you can always place something underneath. And if you need to, you can stack your hands. But I'd really like for you to just give yourself a good lengthening of the side body. Now let's breathe into the ribs, filling up the belly, and release. Feel that beautiful release in the lower back, in the sacrum. Connecting to the breath. The more that you deepen your breathing, you relax your nervous system and relaxes the muscles in the lower back and your hip flexors. Another breath. And take a deep breath. Inhale, slowly coming up. We're going to move into low lunge. So before we come into low lunge, maybe you want to just stretch out in downward dog, tucking your toes underneath, and just walk it out, stretching out the hamstrings. And that's another thing, is having tight hamstrings tightens our glutes, and the lower back becomes even tighter. So I really like to pay attention to the hamstrings as well. And we're going to come back down onto the knees, taking your right foot. So some of us have trouble stepping up to the front. So if you need to, grab your ankle. And we're coming into low lunge. So your foot is on the right side. And we're just making sure that you are facing the front. Feel that stability into the right foot and drop the hip down. And you might want to come onto your fingertips, keeping the chest open, and connect to the breath. Feeling that length into the neck, the crown of the head, all the way down to the base of the spine. And of course, if you are a little more advanced, you can always come down onto your forearms. But really, this is not necessary, as this is a practice of warming up, loosening up, releasing that stiffness. And we're just warming up the inner thigh, getting great expansion and openness into the glutes. Taking a deep breath, breathe in, exhale, come back onto your hands and knees, and let's just move the hips in a circle a little bit, loosening up in one direction. And come to the other direction, other way around. Stepping up with your left foot. Take a moment and pause, allow your body, always allow yourself to settle. Find, sometimes we need to adjust the knee. You can stay on your fingertips, onto your palms, taking a deep breath, breathing in, and drop the hip flexors coming forward. Try to lengthen in the spine if you can. So I sometimes start up on my fingertips. You can come also using your fists as well, if you have tenderness in your wrists. And let's connect to the breath. So one of the things I wanted to mention, that in midlife, even though if you've been practicing for a long time, you're going to notice that your body is changing, and to be really gentle and kind with yourself, because you need to accept sometimes there's different stages that we're at, and it might take a little more longer to warm up, or we have more stiffness. Okay, taking a deep breath, breathe in, walk Bring your knee back. Once again, let's just do nice movements. Just even doing this movement here in a circular movement feels really, really good. And the other way around. We're going to come all the way down onto the belly, coming into Sphinx Pose. So bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders and your hands and arms are shoulder width apart. Take a moment here, spread your legs a little wider. And the premises of this pose is really strengthening the lower back, but also lengthening up into the spine. So I would like you to just take a deep breath, breathe in, feel the breath open up into the chest, opening up the shoulders. Feel the connection of your feet, pushing down, and really just engaging the whole core body, feeling that support. We're not pinching up too much. Extending, lengthening into the neck. Exhaling out. Feeling that connection to your pelvic floor. Sometimes we also need a little strengthening in the lower back, and this also helps to reinforce that. Taking another breath, breathe in and exhale out. So now we're going to come into half frog pose. So you're going to bend your right knee and place your calf and your foot 90 degrees. So you have a nice angle. And if your hips are really tight, just notice that's why we're starting with half frog pose. This is an amazing hip opener, inner thigh opener, and also a great release in the outer thigh. So I know for some it might be quite intense if you're not used to opening up at this angle. So just try your best to do what you can. And for some of us that are more open, this might feel just a great release. And if you want, you can come down, resting your head onto your hands. And relax into the breath. Feel the release also in the lower sacrum. And then slide your leg down. And we're going to go to the other side. Feeling that inner thigh hip flexor stretch, right? There's an opening in your psoas. This gives you permission to really just start to relax your tired lower body, lower back, your hips. And for some, you can always just stay one side at a time. And then for some who want, can come and do both sides, which is more intense. But you're more than welcome to try. If not, just stick to one side at a time. With this, you need patience to allow to open, release in the inner thighs. There's a lot of surrendering in this, quite intense. Taking your time, slowly slide your legs down. And we're going to come back just for a moment in child's pose. And switching over, coming onto your back. Roll all the way down. Draw your knees into your chest. Coming into supine twist, lying down twist. Bring both of your knees, breathe in and exhale, draw them over to the right side. So you can place your right hand on your left knee and take your left arm out, extend it out. And you want to focus more on establishing, rooting down your shoulders. So you get a beautiful extension and rotation into the spine from the crown of the head to the base, breathing out, softening. Don't worry about if your knees are not touching the other side onto the ground. That's not really important. What's more important is feeling a nice rotation, extension. Taking a couple of breaths here. Taking a deep breath, breathe in, draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a hug, and let's bring the knees to the other side, bringing your head, rotating to the opposite direction, drop your right shoulder, and turning, feeling the release as you exhale, opening up. There's a great release also in the shoulder girdle. Also feeling that rotation right in the lower base of the spine and your back. If you've had any injury with your back, you might want to be very slow and conscious about each movement that you do. And of course, always consulting your doctor beforehand. Taking a deep breath, inhale, draw your knees into your chest. So you can either hug your knees into your chest, and if you want to stay like this for a few breaths, go ahead. Or coming into happy baby, you can either place your hands behind your knees, drawing your knees down on the side of the ribs, or grab your feet. So some of us find that difficult. So once again, you can choose what feels right for you, whether you grab behind your knees or your feet, breathing in, exhale, and soften the elbows a little bit so you create that space in the chest, allowing your spine to really connect. You can feel it, just the base being supported, resting. Great release for the lower back. Taking a couple more breaths. And release. Shake out your legs a little bit. Slowly stretch out your legs for final Savasana, resting pose. Just open your legs out wider a little bit and let your feet fall open. Place your arms by your side. Taking another deep breath. Exhaling out. and really giving yourself this opportunity to feel how you've just really just took a few minutes to release any of the tightness in your lower body, your lower back, your hips, and feel hopefully a lot more expansion, opening, ease in the body. Softening in the belly, feeling that connection in the back with being supported. You can stay here as long as you wish. And we're slowly going to come back into the breath, moving the ankles and the wrists, bending your knees, and draw your knees into your chest, rocking side to side, and rolling over to one side, cradling your body for a moment, taking your time as you support yourself, coming back into seated position. And just take a moment here to, as you began your practice, to feel if you notice a shift, a little bit more, less stiffness of the cores, and maybe your back and your hips are feeling more open, because that's sort of the goal, right? And also, of course, feeling your nervous system a little bit more relaxed, because as we tense the body up, everything becomes tighter. And tensing is coming from the day, from the stress, even the way you wake up. So I hope this really helped you and you feel a little bit more open. And just know that as we grow older, that doesn't mean that we're going to stop doing what we love to do. We just need to be a little bit more mindful. So just being more mindful about how you may change things up and how you move your body, and know that maybe the way you used to do something might not be working exactly the way you would like it, but you can still do what you love to do. And I'm here to share the experiences that I go through, and hopefully they benefit for you. So thank you so much for taking the time to come and watch and see what I share. And there'll be other videos that you can check out that might support your needs. And if you know anyone else who needs some relief in the body, in the mind, in the spirit, please share. And I wish you a great rest of the day or evening. And thank you.